This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I am Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling. And apparently, Jay, the Senate has passed all the bills. They've cured everything. I mean, the SAVE Act has been passed, apparently. They funded all of the programs. I mean, that's the impression I get when they go on a vacation to Disney World. I mean, I think, if they're on vacation, I assume the TSA agents are paid. I assume, the SAVE Act has been passed. What about you, Jay? I mean, I see them, on vacation at Disney World. I'm thinking, man, they deserve it. They must have really done their job.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, usually when you go to Disney, you win the Super Bowl, I'm going to Disney World.
Usually celebrate something you did.
Yeah, well, they didn't do anything. And the only reason TSA is getting paid is because of President Trump and what he did with his executive order. But this is a disgrace. John Thune's a disgrace. The Senate as a whole is a disgrace. We know Chuck Schumer's a disgrace. We know that they'll never pass anything, even if it's good for the country, just to spite the president. So it's just awful. And I like the fact that they're taking a lot of heat, and they should take a lot of heat, and it shouldn't die down. It should actually simmer up on them. And there should be phone calls being made saying this is completely unacceptable. The president is constantly telling them, Jack, get back, come back, let's go. But they're not going to, Jack. It's really just, like we talked about last week, learned helplessness, but I'm not falling for it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that does bother me. Just earlier today, the president said that he likes John Thune. He thinks he's a high-quality man. What the hell is he talking about?
He could be a high-quality man, but he's a horrible leader in the Senate. So that's
he's not a high-quality man. You can't. The two do not reconcile. You can't be a high-quality man and shitty at your job.
It's kind of like thread and needle, Jack. You're trying to. He can't come out and say he sucks like we can. We could say whatever we want. Now, if the president comes out and says he sucks, then we know nothing's going to get done.
Well, why don't he just be neutral? I would just be neutral. I would say, yeah, I hope he gets it passed. Let's get it done. I wouldn't say, yeah, great guy. He's high quality.
Yeah, I get it. I hear you. I don't think. Yeah, I hear you. If he could be neutral and just say, listen, he did say leaders are supposed to get votes. You're the leader. Part of your job is to get the votes.
He did say, get the damn vote. He did say, but then he called him a high quality man. So it kind of canceled out the good thing he did.
Well, listen, it's at this point, John Thune, if you can't get the votes, then you got to go because that's your job. Your job isn't there to protect the uniparty, even though I know that's what you're doing. That is what John Thune's doing, is protecting the uniparty. His job is as a Republican Senate Majority Leader to pass the Republican president's agenda. And
but he doesn't need the votes. He does not need the votes to pass the SAVE Act. All he has to do, like we said on the last episode, there are so many points of order, so many technical rules you can use to get shit passed. They used it the other day. 5 senators passed some bullshit thing that was never going to get passed by the House. It was a TSA funding bill that didn't fund anything else. It didn't fund the DHS, the CBP, ICE, nothing. But yet 5 senators in the middle of the night were able to get that passed. So there are rules that if they want to pass the SAVE Act, it would have already been passed. They don't need anybody else.
Listen, there's plenty of procedural rules. And in fact, Jack, you know what they're doing right now? They're not they're in recess, but you know what they're doing? They're holding what's called pro forma sessions, which means somebody goes into the Senate, gets up at the desk, bangs the gavel, says we're in session, bangs the gavel, says we're out of session. You know why they're doing that? They're doing that to stop President Trump from making recess appointments to the positions that the Senate is not getting done, that the Democrats are blocking, and Republicans seem to be just happy enough to do that. And that is the more of the games. And this is a Republican Senate that is kneecapping our president.
Why? President Trump is a forceful guy, and I voted for him because I like that he's forceful. I like that he's honest. I mean, you've got some power. Go use it. Your freaking vice president is the president of the Senate. Use the power that you got. I would call each and every one of these MFers out. If they're not already going to help you, why not call them out and force some public pressure? I'd be like, look, you guys are forcing it to where I can't even do recess appointments. Our Republican Senate, and I'd call each person out that banged the gavel. This person, this person, this person, this person. They are all making sure I can't do recess appointments. These are not Republican senators. There's no reason to vote for them in the next primary, in the next election. They're not going to help us in any way. It doesn't matter if you're nice to them. It doesn't matter if you cater to them. You're the fucking president. Be a man. Call them out. Do what you do. That's why we voted for you. But he's not being himself lately. You know, he's trying to cater, trying to please everybody. Don't do that. It's not going to work out for you.
I think soon we're going to see the end of it, Jack. I think he's probably going to be at the end of his rope real soon. When they come back, if the Save America Act isn't passed, if a lot of things aren't done, I think he's going to start to lose it. I think he's trying to be patient. He waits. Now, J.D. Vance can't just go take over the Senate. He doesn't have the constitutional authority to do so. Yes, he's the president, but it's mainly a ceremonial role until—
You know what he does have the power to do?
Well, hold on. He can talk to senators. Absolutely.
No. He can call in sessions and he can keep them going as long as he pleases. He can force those people to stay there.
I don't know that he can do that.
I've seen it before. Who was it that did that? Who was
I don't know that the vice president has. He does not run the schedule. He does not.
No. Hang on one second.
He doesn't set the agenda.
I'm going to try to find out who it was that did that.
It.
There was a senator, I want to say it was about 20 years ago, but let me keep going. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, the vice president, from what I understand, can obviously break a 50-50 vote, which J.D. Vance has done, which Kamala Harris did, unfortunately, a few times. And he can basically hold the ceremonial role as a president pro tempore or speaker pro tempore, whatever, or leader pro tempore. The guy who's up there like today banging the gavel. That usually junior senators do that when the Senate's in session. And obviously they have a couple people back in Washington just to do that now. So President Trump can't make recess appointments because I believe if the Senate's not in session for a period of 10 days, the president can then make recess appointments. So what they do, they come in every couple of days, they bang the gavel. That way the Senate is technically quote unquote in session and the president then cannot make recess appointments. President Trump has not been allowed to make one in one plus presidency so far.
Listen to this. So the senator, the vice president, who is the president of the Senate, he breaks the tie votes, as we know. Right. But a junior senator, the president pro tempore, or another presiding senator, usually handles the recognizing the senators to speak, the maintaining order, and the rule on procedural questions. But he can do that. He can do that. Now, it's not something that they normally do, but he has the power to do such a thing.
Can J.D. Vance call the Senate back right now? Does he have
let me look and see.
Look that up. Does he have the constitutional authority to call the Senate back in session right now? That's what we'd like to know. I don't think he does. If he did, then he absolutely should do it. And if he's not doing it, then I got a problem with that. But let's just find out for sure. We want to give out correct information on this.
Here you go.
Go ahead.
Here's where it is. Okay, so I'm sorry. It's not the vice president that can do that. It's the president that can do that. He can actually call back both chambers of Congress in special situations if he wants to and keep them going, I guess, until they vote or whatever the hell he does.
I think somebody was actually calling for that, Jack. It might have been Mike Lee. It was somebody that was actually calling for the president to use a constitutional authority to call both chambers back into session.
He can force both of them to come back. And I thought it was the vice president. I apologize. It's the actual president. But either way, they can force them, either one of them, if they want to. You can get Donald Trump's power, force them back. I mean, just do it. They're already not helping you. You know what you can do? You know what's better than love? Fear. Fear is more powerful than love. He right now is trying love, trying caring, trying to, please everybody. Fear is more powerful than love. Always remember that. If someone has to choose between, they love you so much, I mean, unconditionally, or they're afraid for their life of this person, they're going to do what this person says over what this person says. Fear is more powerful than love.
Well, I'm going to look right. I just want to get the exact constitutional authority that it is, because somebody did call for that. I think it was Mike Lee. Mm-hmm. Does the president have to call the houses?
He can call back both chambers. Yeah.
Yeah. President have to call back both chambers during a recess. Let me just ask, and I'll say, keep it simple so we don't have to read too much. My spelling is terrible, but Grok doesn't care. Let's see. So it's coming up now. I hope you can still hear me.
Well, yeah, I got Chat GPT, and it says, yes, the president can call back both chambers, Congress.
Article 2, Section 3, the power allows the president to summon Congress for a special session, even if they are in a recess or adjourn. The president decides what counts as an extraordinary occasion.
There you go. Unquote. There you go. He decides. It says during national emergencies, wartime or imminent threats, or urgent legislative needs. He is the man that can call them back right now.
Okay, so it also says here, Jack, that presidents have used this dozens of times historically, mostly
Yep.
for Senate on nominations, though calling both houses is less common. Congress cannot block this power by statute or internal rules.
Listen to this.
I think Jack, maybe he will. I mean, who knows? He might.
Listen to this, though. This is even better. This is a rare, this says this part is almost never used. It's a rare additional power. If the House and Senate disagree on when to adjourn, the president can set the adjournment date. So if he has the House hold it hostage where they don't want to do what the Senate is doing, he can set the adjournment date.
Because right now, that probably would be something that would figure in, because right now the House is not on the same page as the Senate because the House is pissed.
All you need is Mike Johnson. All you need is Mike Johnson on your side. And not only can you call back both chambers of Congress, but you can force them to stay there as long as you want.
Well, listen, he might, because he keeps publicly calling for it. He's saying, come back, come back, come back.
Force him. You got the power. Maybe he doesn't know that. I don't know.
God, if we could figure it out using this and I forget, it might have been Mike Lee. And Mike Lee's been the most vocal senator on the SAVE Act. The guy's been running X Spaces like days in a row at 11 o'clock at night. Mike Lee has actually been working really hard.
Well, that's just
to try. But I would think it was Mike Lee that said the president has that authority that we just read to call these people back. And at some point, I think he should do it.
And if he just has Mike Johnson on his side, which he does, Mike Johnson was pissed about that bill that the Senate tried to force down their throats. If he just has Mike Johnson on his side and he can just disagree with whatever the Senate adjournment wants to date, then he can say, you know what, President, we need you to pick the adjournment date. And the president is allowed to do it. He can set it for, I'd be like, we're not going to adjourn for a freaking year. Not until you pass the SAVE Act.
Jack, and listen, you use ChatGPT. I use Grok. Sometimes we get wrong information. If that information is absolutely correct, what we just said, then the president should do this. He should do it. Then he should do it, because enough is enough. We voted for that. We did vote for this. We voted for the Save America Act.
Everybody wants it, not just Republicans.
Correct.
85% of the entire country wants it. And I mean, this is something that they don't want to do. But like I said, fear is more powerful than love. He wants people. He's trying to right now he's trying to navigate the Senate. He's trying to do deals and try to help. No. Fear is more powerful than love. Force them to come back. Force them to stay. Force them to pass the SAVE Act.
Force them to do their job. I mean, hey, Jack, it's kind of ironic? They always say no kings, no kings. This president doesn't act like a king. Maybe right now he should.
Doesn't even act like a forceful president. He needs to force these people.
Now maybe he should act like a king. Bring these people back.
What he needs to do is bring Lindsey Graham back from Disney World. I want to show you this. So if you guys saw our if you saw our thumbnail, it's really awesome. But I'm going to show you the actual photos. Take a look at this. This is Lindsey Graham right here. He was at Disney World. Look at this. That's him with a bubble wand. And that's weird. That is an old man wandering around Disney World by himself with a bubble wand, which for me doesn't make any sense, because from what I understand, underneath Disney World is where all the horrible shit happens to little kids. And now he's wandering around by himself with a bubble wand.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Well,
that's
first of all, Jack, you got to find Lindsey Graham. He actually cut a line at Space Mountain. So he thinks he thinks TSA must work at Space Mountain, because we know all these people cut the line at TSA, most of them anyway. But I think maybe Tim Burchett didn't cut a line, and that wouldn't surprise me. But Lindsey Graham apparently cut the line at Space Mountain, Jack.
Well, see, this is what I love right here. TMZ actually is on the side of the American public. They actually said they put out a call to shoot photos and videos of members of Congress on vacation. They will pay for photos and videos of members of Congress on vacation while thousands of federal workers go unpaid. That's what they said. While these workers are going unpaid, I want you guys to get me pictures of senators, of congressmen, everybody that's on vacation. You get pictures, we will pay you for those pictures. And honestly, I like that TMZ, a media company that's pretty popular, is actually on the side of the American people here.
Yeah, listen, they're doing a good thing here. I think that the fact that these people, like you said, there are people in the federal government, Border Patrol, TSA is only getting paid again because the president put it through an executive order. Border Patrol and a couple of things aren't being funded. The fact that they go on vacation And with the Save America Act not getting passed, which they know has been clamored for, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could look at myself in the mirror. I don't think I could do it if I'm one of them.
No, not if you're one of them. No,
they're shameless. They are absolutely freaking shameless. Jack,
and,
please
for
bring
anybody,
up the Space Mountain. Can you find the Space Mountain? Yeah.
No, I don't have that one. I don't have that particular one. But for anybody, Deborah wants to know if those photos are real or AI. They are real because they are actually checked by TMZ. TMZ doesn't just pay out for fake photos. You know, they have a lot of they have an IT department that's dedicated to people not sending them fake videos and photos. They don't want to pay out money for that kind of stuff. Plus, it was confirmed that Lindsay was at Disney World, so it's real. But let me tell you, Jay, did you know this? Did you know that actually the Senate GOP is reported finished negotiating with Democrats and will move to fund ICE for 3 years in a budget reconciliation? Now, I cannot tell you what else is in that budget reconciliation. That could be a bunch of bullshit. We don't know. All I know for sure is they said they're going to move to fund ICE for 3 years. But, Jay, they didn't say how much they're going to fund them, and they didn't say what else is in that reconciliation.
Let me tell you something. I do not negotiate with Democrats when it comes to border, immigration, ICE, any of it. I do not negotiate with them. They have zero interest in actually protecting our borders. Zero. And the whole thing that happened during the last presidential campaign, when that idiot from Oklahoma, James Lankford, negotiated a horrible border bill that would have allowed 5,000 people into the country a day or whatever the hell it was. And then the Democrats used that as a cudgel against the president through your entire campaign. You do not negotiate with the Democrats on the border. You shouldn't have to. You have 53 senators that are Republican. Why are we talking to Democrats about a border when they allow 10 million people across the border minimum?
Jay, it's really only like 49 or 48 senators.
You know what I mean. I know that.
I know, but I mean, those senators, they don't really have the power. Without the Democrats, they don't have the power unless
reconciliation they do.
Well, unless they're willing to do the dirty shit I don't understand. The Democrats are willing to do whatever it takes to force their agenda on the American public.
Correct.
Why aren't the Republicans willing to do the same?
Because a lot of them, Jack, are not Republicans. I think a lot of them, we've talked about this, are actually Democrats that ran as Republicans to get elected in certain districts in certain states. And then when they get there, you know, they play the game. And Jack, it's a uniparty. John Thune is a uniparty protector. That's what this is. It is a uniparty with, you have a branch of the Democrat Party that is this way progressive wing that's actually kind of running their policy, right? But the rest of it's a uniparty. And a lot of Republicans, Jack, they don't like to have actual power. They cower when they get power. Democrats yield it, right?
But Jay,
they'd rather be controlled opposition, Jack.
They're funding, I mean, okay, so they're funding the left-wing NGOs. They're blocking DOJ cuts. And this is our Senate. They're funding the left-wing NGOs. They're blocking DOJ cuts. They're going on vacation. They're not codifying Trump's executive orders. They're not passing the SAVE Act. The Democrats will torch every single rule and destroy every norm and precedent just to push through their agenda. They don't care about decorum. They don't care about procedure. They only care about winning. What does the GOP care about? They were given everything they could have possibly wanted. The White House, the Senate, the House, a president willing to fight, a voting public that was hungry for real change, and they are doing nothing with it. Nothing. And it is a disgrace. And Jay, if they don't get on the ball, President Trump, at the very least, has to force this. He has to. I don't think people realize we are this close to the midterms. And right now, it is looking like a landslide for the Democrats. We have got to do something.
No, they have to get the Save America Act over.
They have to. Without that, it's over. It's over.
No, they have to. They have to get the people are. If this doesn't happen, yes, many people will be discouraged. Yeah, people are going to get decent tax returns this year, Jack, because of the one big beautiful bill, the no tax on tips, overtime, Social Security, blah, blah, blah. That's not enough. The Republicans, they did the same thing in 2017, 2018 with President Trump. They passed the Tax and Jobs Act, right? Oh, look what we did. And then you did nothing. You didn't put a border wall. You did everything to hamstring the president, to kneecap him. And in the midterms, you got wiped out. The same thing is going to happen.
It's going to happen.
The Save America Act. And
it's funny. Go ahead. I was going to say, it's funny because we wanted justice, right? That was the main reason. But I tell you what, if you want to win, you got to either give us one of two things. We were going to say, we're not going to vote. You're not going to win without justice. But if you can get the Save America Act passed, you will still win. But you've got to have one or the other, justice or the Save America Act. It's obvious you're not going to give us justice. So you've got to give us the Save America Act, or you've got no chance.
No, you have nothing. People are going to be very discouraged. They're just going to, and especially, you know what it is about the Save America Act, Jack? It's that it's like you said, it's an 85% nationwide issue.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't a partisan issue. This isn't something where you could say, oh, it's a partisan issue that, MAGA wants justice or the right wing wants justice. No, this is an issue where the American public, the American citizenry is begging you to do. And you're laughing, you're spitting in their face. And if you don't get this through, people will feel like you said, and we talked about last week, the learned helplessness is going to kick in full force, and people are just going to throw their hands up, and they're going to sit down when it comes election day. And then you're going to literally have lunatics running this country. And that's just the bottom line.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely, I mean, it's coming down the pipeline. I got two interesting things about some more cancer treatments. Jay, you want to see this? This is interesting stuff, man. So we found out that the venom from honeybees kills 100% of breast cancer cells. I want you to check this out. This is, and it happened in, I think they're gonna do human trials, but they started in, Petri dishes, where they put the cancer cells in there, put the venom in there, and then it actually killed it. So check this out right here. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is something that happened. What they did was, it was honeybee venom that was put in a Petri dish, and it killed 100% of breast cancer cells in less than 60 minutes. This was a lab study that happened in 2020, and it's just now getting, more publicity, I guess you could say. It's just now getting more publicity. And, they say human treatments will take years more to study, but that was 6 years ago when they said that. So I wonder how far they are now. But I will say that in the Petri dishes, it killed 100% of breast cancer cells. I think that's very encouraging, and it happened in just a 60-minute period. But there's something even more interesting, Jay. Look at this. Okay, so you know how we talked about the cancer documents from the CIA?
Yeah.
Check this out. Okay, this right here is actually the liquefaction of tumors using sound waves. There's no scalpel, there's no chemo, there's no radiation, no horrible side effects. It's called histotripsy. Its focused ultrasound blast destroy cancer cells mechanically, sparing healthy tissues completely. I just want you to take a look at this, because this is absolutely insane. Check out how this works.
Behind me is a machine that destroys tumors using sound waves. I'm here at the hospital that's done the most of this type of procedure to talk to the doctor that's done the most of this type of procedure, to show you a demo and exactly how this thing liquefies tumors before your very eyes. Let's get into it.
Right there. We're not going to show the whole video. It's a long video. But you see right there how they use they focus the sound waves. It's the same thing as the discombobulator, Jay. The same thing that Trump uses, the sound waves and stuff. Only this is not to, these are not directed to mess you up. These are directed directly at the tumor, and it actually liquefies the tumor. It turns it into liquid that can then easily be sucked out or removed or whatever it is. So any tumor can shrink and liquefy with this thing. It's amazing the treatments that they're coming up with, because we have, the ivermectin and the menbendazole polymorph that John Hopkins came up with, the CIA document with the anti-parasitic drugs that are really good with cancer cells. You've got now these sound waves with histotrophy, what the hell was it called?
Yeah, get the name
Hard
again.
to pronounce.
Get the name
Histotripsy. Thank you. It's called histotripsy.
Histotripsy?
Yeah, with the sound waves. And then you've got the venom that was from 6 years ago. They started studying this. The venom that kills 100% of breast cancer cells in less than 60 minutes. I got to say that with all of this stuff, histotripsy, the venom, the bee venom for breast cancer cells, and the anti-parasitic drugs, I think we are on the verge of eradicating cancer. I mean, with all these different procedures out there now, and now that the CIA document has come out, Jay, they're not going to drop this. People are not going to they're not going to be okay with just chemotherapy and radiation anymore. They're going to have to, I'm sorry, the pharmaceutical companies are going to have to come up with a different disease, and they will. They'll come up with a different disease that they can't cure, that'll kill everybody and pay millions of dollars for them. But they're going to have to come up with something else, because cancer is going to have to be cured soon. And they know that. They know that. It's this close now. And now that everybody's seen all this, it's going to have to happen. Nobody's going to take chemo and radiation for an answer anymore, Jay. So they're going to have to come up with a different disease that's going to kill a lot of people, because it ain't going to be cancer soon.
Yeah, and we have AI too. And AI can help speed this up.
And
AI.
Elon said that the robots in 3 years' time, the robots will be the #1 surgeons in the entire world. Best surgeons in the entire world in 3 years.
Yeah, well, listen, it's precision. Absolute precision. That's what you're
with
going to
all
get.
this, I mean,
yeah.
cancer will be gone 10 years. We'll think of cancer as polio.
Your lips to God's ears.
Yeah, I'm saying the way this is going with all these different types of treatments, especially with that CIA document and the Johns Hopkins medication, and now you could access over-the-counter antiparasitics like ivermectin and fenbendazole, and you can get the protocols. We actually put the protocols on our show a couple weeks ago. I mean, no. And Raina, Big Pharma can't fight back on the cancer thing anymore. They've sucked it dry for dozens of years. The problem is now everybody knows about the possibilities. Everybody knows about the cures that are out there, so they can't do it anymore. That's why I said eventually it's going to have to be cured, and they're going to have to move on to another disease that they're not going to cure. It's going to be diabetes. It's going to be, lupus. It's going to be autoimmune shit. They're going to find another disease that suddenly everybody's going to get from the chemtrails coming from the sky. And you can call me a crazy conspiracy theorist if you want, but look up in your sky. When was the last time you saw white lines across the sky in every fucking city? Every city. I have videos that I have videotaped where there were two right next to each other. One had the smoke disappear instantly. That's water vapor. That is a contrail. The other one had the smoke spread out into a cloud, fall to the ground. That is not water vapor, okay? I'm sorry, people. Chemtrails are real.
We were just about to get into that too with Dr. Malone, but we ran out of time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we will have him back on, and that will be one of the #1 topics we talk about.
I think that should be topic #1, unless it's something else going on that day. But that should probably be topic #1 and we can get into with him, because I'm interested in that too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That'll probably be the first thing we talk to him about.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I had my video on here. I would love to show the video that I took where it shows it disproves that they're contrails. I have two of the same planes level in the sky, same altitudes, right next to each other. One of them has the clouds spread out and fall. The other one's disappearing like it's supposed to almost instantly.
Didn't you make a post on that?
No, I didn't put my videos up yet. Not the videos that I shot.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought I remember you putting a post out.
Actually, you know what? That's a great idea. Talk for a second. I'm going to put the videos in a post, and then I'm going to put it up on here. Great idea.
Yeah, I definitely think you should do that. And while you're doing that, Jack, I'm just looking through what's going on in the world, and I'm watching, about the No Kings, and I'm watching a big red pickup truck with Trump flags on it roll through a No Kings and trolling people there. So I thought that was really good. And by the way, getting back to John Thune real quick. John Thune, in order to remove him, here's the procedure. It's very simple, but doesn't mean it's going to be. It's a simple procedure. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. 5 Republican senators send a written request to the conference chairman, who is Tom Cotton, demanding a special meeting. Cotton must call a conference if that happens. He has no choice. He calls the Republican conference. This doesn't take Democrats. Step 3, they would vote by secret ballot on new leadership. And step 4, and I don't like the whole secret ballot thing either. Step 4, simple majority wins. They need 27 out of 53. So this is the mechanism. It exists. That's what would have to be done to get John Thune out of the Senate to remove him as Senate Majority Leader. Do I think they're going to do it? I don't know. Maybe the pressure has to be put on Tom Cotton. Maybe phone calls have to be made to Tom Cotton very soon to say, hey, we're going to get 5 senators. We're going to pick 5, and there's going to be 5 coming to you. You're going to have to do this. I don't know. Do we have 5? Great question. I think we have at least 3. I would say definitely Mike Lee. I don't know. Rick Scott, Mike Lee. I don't know. Who are the other ones? But the thing that bothers me is that all during this time when we've been talking about this, and you had Mike Lee come out, and I applaud the work he's tried to do. They didn't try to even do a procedural vote just to even delay them from going on recess. There was not, they talked on the Senate floor, but they didn't bring any procedural vote to try and delay it. That's what bothers me. Put your money where your mouth is. And yes, you'll delay it for maybe a half hour, but at least it's a symbolic move to say, I'm not for this. I'm going to gum up your works, and none of it happened. That's discouraging to me. It makes me wonder if their heart's really in it, but go ahead, Jack.
I just did the chemtrail post. Just go to @Jack Danger Live. You guys can check it out. I'm going to pull it up. I'm actually going to pin it to the top of my page real quick so that way I can easily pull it up. I want everybody to see these videos that I shot, because I shot these, just here in Asheville, North Carolina. But this is going on all over the country. Take a look at this. I'm going to pull it up right here so we can all see these videos. All right, let's check it out. Where in the world? Let's go to home. There we go. Let's go to my page.
I just reposted it.
Why the hell can't I go to my page? How do you go? I mean, on the desktop. I don't usually use the desktop. Oh, there it is. Never mind.
Just go to profile.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Okay. Now, here we go right here. I'm going to show you guys both of these videos, okay? Here's the first one, if I can pull it up. All right. Take a look at this. This is the first one right here. Let me remove the banner. I want everybody to see this shit. And I'm going to remove this too. I want everybody to see this. Okay. Take a look at this one first. What the hell just happened? Here's another example. Chemtrail. See him releasing the chemtrails? Not a chemtrail. See how it's dying right there? The water vapor is just evaporating immediately. That is not a chemtrail. That is a chemtrail. See the difference? Big difference. All right, that's one. Now, I want you to see the other one. Take a look at this. Here is the difference. Here is the difference. That is not a chemtrail. See how it's disappearing behind him? That's called water vapor. This is a chemtrail. Chemtrail? Not a chemtrail. You see the difference? No chemtrail. It disappears behind him. That's what water vapor looks like. Condensation. Okay? Chemtrail? Not a chemtrail. That's pretty easy to verify. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Chemtrail? Not a chemtrail. I mean, I did it for kindergartners. Very easy to tell.
I think maybe you sent me those videos, and that's why I thought you posted it.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
I mean, it's very easy to tell. I shot those. It took me, 60 seconds to shoot those right here in Asheville, and it's obvious. Well, it's obvious. You know what I mean?
Big difference. There was a big difference in what was coming out of one plane and in those two things that were spreading out across the entire sky, and they don't look like clouds to me.
No, and they try to say, oh, it's altitude difference. No, those planes, you could tell were at the same altitudes, okay? If there's thousands of different feet in altitude, you would be able to tell that based on the size of the plane that you can see, okay? Those two were the same size. One, you could see it was evaporating immediately after it went behind. The other one, the first one that I showed you that was going across, the second video was the cloud of that one that it left. And it was spreading out, and it was falling to the ground. That is a chemtrail. Water vapor does not spread and fall to the ground. It does not, I don't care if it freezes. As it falls to the ground, it would evaporate, and it does not spread. Okay, it's condensed, and then it evaporates as it goes towards the ground.
Well, you showed it. Glad you found it. What do we got next? What else do we have?
That's just unbelievable stuff to me, if you ask me. But we got a lot more stuff. Let me go back to my. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was doing that chemtrail stuff is just incredible. Okay, so
came up in real time. We came up in real time and showed it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, it's amazing stuff if you want the truth. Okay, apparently people don't know this, but in 2024, did you know that Japan created oil from water and CO2?
No.
Japan figured out a way to create oil from water and CO2, which is just carbonation, like a soda, you know what I mean? Right. Like a water and carbonation. Check this out. Okay. Now it's in Japanese, so you're not going to understand what they're saying, but just watch the video. Check this out.
ガソリンに代わる燃料として開発されている合成燃料について エネオスが今
This is
月
the gas
事業化に
station
向
that
け
they
た実証
opened. It's
プラン
called
トの
E
本
Fuel
格
is
稼
what
働
it
を始めた
was.
ことがテレビ東京の取材で分かりました。関係者によりますと、
That right
建設
there
工事が完了した横浜
is the
市の
oil.
プラントで今月3日に燃料の
It
最
is
初の一滴フ
synthetic,
ァーストドロップ
the
を採
same
取した
stuff
と
that
い
they
うことで
use
す。
now, but you do
合
not
成
have
燃
to
料は
mine it out of
工
the
場な
ground
ど
or
から
anything.
排
You
出
just
され
use
る二
water
酸化炭素と
and
水素などを
carbonation.
掛け合わせて作るため、
That's it.
日本国内で賄える燃料とし
See,
て
there's
注
the
目されてい
carbonation,
ま
there's
す。
the water.
今回のプラントは同
See,
じ
and
施
this
設の
is
中
the
で水素などの
actual
原料か
chemical
ら合
synthesis
成燃料まで
process
を
of
作る
how they
一
make
貫
it.
製造ができる日本初の実証プラント。
You know the problem, Jay? I'm going to tell you the problem.
I
They
don't
had to
understand.
stop.
I'll tell you the problem. I don't understand Japanese.
No, that doesn't matter.
All
I was, yeah, but the problem is
Go
that they don't, it's too expensive. They had to stop. They had to shut the gas station down because the materials are ridiculously expensive. Carbonation and then the water that they have to use, the specific water, is extremely expensive. If we could find a way to lower those prices where every country does this, we wouldn't have to pull out oil anymore. But do you think big oil is going to let you stop using big oil?
Well, big oil being taken out by soda. I can't wait.
And just so you know, guys, we are not advocating putting soda in your engine.
No.
Do not put soda in your engine. This is a specific type of carbonation water that they made, and it is not a Pepsi.
No, it's not Pepsi, and it's not New Coke. By the way,
No.
do you remember New Coke, Jack?
How can I forget?
Oh
No.
my God! You want to talk about one of the biggest blunders in the history of the
Huge
world?
mistake.
New Coke.
But they rebounded when they made the vanilla Coke. That's when they rebounded, you know?
What? Vanilla
yeah.
Coke. Oh God.
Very good. Very good. But I'm a
Oh.
Pepsi person. Regular Pepsi is my drink. Actually, I drink at least one regular Pepsi per day. Love Pepsi.
I drink Diet Coke, but at the same time, that New Coke that'll never. For people that don't know, Coca-Cola had like the market share. I think it was like over 90% of the market share of a Pepsi. And for whatever
really
reason,
fucked up.
Jack, well, we're going to change our formula. We're going to call it New Coke. And
Mhm.
people, I remember back then I was young, and there was a guy that I used to play golf with my father, who I swear, Jack, I think he drank 20 Cokes a day. Okay, this guy, he was one of those people, and there was a lot of them. This guy, when they changed that formula, he was beside him. So he's like, what happened? And he was sick. And what happened? They had to go back and make name it Coke Classic, but they never recovered. They gave Pepsi life, and Pepsi has been on a up and up ever since. Incredible.
That was a huge mistake because, like you said, they had like a 90% market share. They are the one that literally created Pepsi, gave Pepsi life. Pepsi would have been dead in a decade, but instead they gave it life with this new Coke. This is the thing I don't understand about companies. Maybe somebody else can understand this. Maybe somebody can explain it to me. This is the thing I don't understand about companies. Why take something that is working and is great, something that people rely on and buy all the time, and try to change the formula? The Quaker Oats, one of my favorite things to eat is the maple brown sugar oatmeal from Quaker Oats. Okay. I love the maple brown sugar oatmeal. You got to just dump it in there, put some hot water in it. It is excellent. That brown sugar is so good. But I would say a couple of years ago, they decided to change the recipe. And I bought a box and I put it in there and started eating. I'm like, what the hell is this? This doesn't taste good. But then I found out that they still made the original, but they only put it in very small print, classic. Okay. So you don't know which box you're getting unless you look really hard. I'm thinking, why the hell would you do this? First of all, that you're going to have a huge amount of product that you're going to have to end up wasting because nobody wants a different product. If you're having trouble, like stagnant sales, find out a different way to market it. Marketing campaigns work spectacularly. Changing formulas does not.
Yeah, figure out a new way to market your product. If the product is good, people like the way it tastes, especially food. If people like the way it tastes, figure out a way to market it differently. Do not change the formula. What people eat or drink and they like it, don't ever mess with that if it's successful. No. Ever. No, don't do that, please. But anyway, we got a little sidetracked, but it was just very interesting when you brought up soda, carbonation, New Coke came to mind right away. Because that, let me tell you, that one people will look at forever, what not to do.
It was amazing that they actually made the oil out of water and carbonation, though. That was
How much,
impressive.
Jack? Are they trying? Is anybody though still trying to figure out a way to make that cheaper? Or is it still?
No. At the time they had to shut it down. It was just too much right now. But maybe in the future, there's probably still scientists out there trying to figure out different ways. I'm sure there is, but not that particular group. So Jay, I want to move on to something that's actually really cool. Okay, did you know that the Palm Beach International Airport, Governor Ron DeSantis just signed legislation to officially rename the Palm Beach International Airport? It is now named the President Donald J. Trump International Airport. I love this. This is now the case. The President Donald J. Trump International Airport. So at Palm Beach, where he lives in West Palm Beach, now if you want to fly out of there, you got to go to President Donald J. Trump Airport. All the liberals that say, hey, can you pick me up from the airport? What airport are you talking about? This is the Donald J. Trump Airport. Oh yeah, I can't wait to hear that.
I tell you, Ron DeSantis, good move. I love it. Ron DeSantis. Well, let's talk about Ron DeSantis since you brought him up.
Why?
Well, I don't know where Ron DeSantis goes, and we're coming real quick. Where does Ron DeSantis go in 2028, Jack? What do you think he's going to do?
He's still very loved. I mean,
in Florida, MAGA, for sure.
Maybe he's not accepted totally by MAGA because it's hard to trust him, but I can tell you that he's got, now, if he doesn't want to, I don't know, can he stay governor in Florida? Is there a term limit in Florida for governor? Some states there is, some states there isn't.
I think there is. I think it's 2 terms. I think this is the second one. So
let me look at it. I'm going to look that up, bro. I want to make sure 100%. Is there a term limit for governor of Florida? Let's check this out.
I think there is.
There probably is, but I hope not. Let's see. No. Yeah, two terms. Damn it. Well, I can tell you what he can do. Okay. He's not going to be able to run for president in the upcoming presidency because it's going to be J.D. Vance and probably, if he's smart, Tulsi Gabbard or Marco Rubio. Okay. Well, I mean, I wouldn't, if Ron DeSantis wanted to be vice president, I wouldn't say no to it. Believe it or not, he has done whatever he's done for Florida. I wouldn't mind him doing for America. In Florida, child rapists now get the electric chair. Okay. Florida has a thriving economy. Florida has freedom. Okay. So if he can do that for America, why would you be upset about Ron DeSantis? I mean, I don't understand. Like Deborah says, hell no. What's the problem? I don't understand. Why are people upset? Ron DeSantis has done a great job in Florida. So tell me, what's the problem?
I think part of the problem,
is it just because Trump doesn't like him? Is that the thing?
I don't even know that Trump doesn't like him. I got to be honest. I don't know. I think what he did was a horrible miscalculation. I don't know what he was thinking running against President Trump in the primary. He never had a chance. If President Trump's name was on that ballot, and he wanted to run, nobody in the Republican side was going to beat him.
Well, he didn't run to win. He didn't run to win.
Well, I think he did, Jack. I think
you run for people that have no chance to win. What they do is they run for future campaign donations. They run for networking and they run to put their name in the hat. That's what a lot of them do. Why do you think the smaller people that have no chance to win run? They run because it networks and gives them campaign donations and a future war chest. Trust me. You can look it up.
I agree, but in this case, Ron DeSantis thought he could win because remember at that time, President Trump was deemed vulnerable because of everything going on with the lawfare that the Biden
why not take the chance? He's a human being.
Because I think that he should have been a little bit more. His political acumen should have been a little better.
He should have bowed to the king.
No, to realize that President Trump usually comes out on top, and he did.
That's fine if he comes out on top, and I'm glad he did. But why not just run? It's America.
I just thought it was a bad move. And the people, here's the other problem: the people that were with him are not liked. It was the Bushes.
I don't know who's with him. Who is
look,
that?
Look, check that out. The people that were.
I don't know much about Ron DeSantis except for what he's done for Florida, which is great.
The money was coming from establishment figures like the Bushes and the Paul Ryans of the Republican Party.
You don't want the Bushes involved in anything.
Of course. So I think that's part of the problem too. And I just think that a lot of people said, well, and I think Ron DeSantis has been a great governor for Florida. I don't.
Are you kidding me? One of the best in the country.
I totally agree. I think he's a fantastic governor. I think Ron DeSantis is at his best when a natural disaster hits Florida. I think Ron DeSantis is outstanding the way he handles that, the way he prepares his state, the way he handles the media. I think he's fantastic. I don't understand why he fell for it with the establishment of the Republican Party trying to go against President Trump in 2024. I just don't understand it. I don't know what somebody told him.
But see,
would have
that's
thought.
the problem. This is America. Why does that matter if he
Well,
wanted to go against Trump? Why does that make him a non-viable candidate in the future? Should
I
he
think
bow down to Trump? I don't understand this.
no, it's not bowing down at all. I think what it is people feel like, why were you going against the president and the MAGA movement?
He
The
thought he
MAGA
could do a better job.
Well, I don't think he can. And yeah,
Well,
not
I mean,
President Trump wants to run. And even Megyn Kelly, who I can't stand, Megyn Kelly even had it when she said this. She said, and somebody asked her, and I remember the interview, and they said to her, does anybody have a chance against President Trump if he's decides to run for president again? She said, not a chance.
Well, of course nobody had a chance.
They said, even DeSantis, should he bother? She said, no, don't even bother.
But
Don't bother.
I want you guys to look this up. I know he didn't have a chance. He knows he didn't have a chance, but that's not why he did it. You do this as a future war chest for future presidential campaigns. Look it up, because the PACs that he had, Jay, those super PACs that he had, those are the same super PACs he's keeping the money in until his next presidential campaign. That is why you run when you have no chance. That's why you got all these little guys, these independents that still run, because they get a future war chest for future campaigns. Look it up. I can guarantee it.
No, that totally makes sense. And you're absolutely right. But the problem was this here, and I'm looking, it was a while ago. So I'm just
he
making
wasn't
sure.
running to win.
I disagree.
He might have thought he could. Maybe he thought he
could win. And I think he thought he could win because of what was going on at the time. You have to remember what was going on at the time. The president was on trial for this. He was on trial for that. The Biden administration was trying to keep him off ballots. They kicked him off of ballots, and the president had to go to the Supreme Court. So Ron DeSantis thought he could win. It was a poll. Look at here. This,
but what's the problem with that? I don't understand.
I think people thought it was a disloyal thing because President Trump is the big reason why Ron DeSantis got elected. In fact,
see, that's it right there. That's it right there. It's a disloyal thing. He should bow to the king.
It's not bowing. It's called being politically loyal to somebody who did not take himself out of the race yet. President Trump never took himself out of the race. And people thought as long as President Trump did not take himself out of the race, somebody like Ron DeSantis should have stayed out of it, because President Trump got Ron DeSantis elected.
So,
President Trump is the one who turns Florida bright red with the help of Ron DeSantis, no doubt, once he became governor. But President Trump got him over the finish line, Jack.
Yeah. If I'm hearing you correctly, Jay, what you're saying is that anybody that ever met Trump should not run against him. This is what we should do, is just allow Trump to be a Kamala Harris. Let's not even vote. Let's just let him in and forget the American processes.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he goes through the process, but Ron DeSantis was considered a Trump ally. He was considered, and because President Trump
running against him with a little competition make him a non-ally.
I don't have problems with primaries. I also think that there were certain things said. Ron DeSantis kind of went the
Well, they both did. They both did.
But Ron DeSantis said, he called him the sanctimonious. He always gives nicknames.
Oh yeah.
But Ron DeSantis went after the whole it was the Stormy Daniels thing. He brought Stormy Daniels up. He went a little low. He brought up Democrat tactics. I didn't like it. I still like Ron DeSantis as a governor.
He's a great governor. I'd love for him to run for governor. Why don't he run for governor of another state, like North Carolina?
Well, he'd have to move.
Yeah. Well, hey, man.
Maybe he can move to New York.
There you go. I would not mind. See, that's what he should do. Forget president. Run for governor. Go to governor of North Carolina for 8 years. Then governor of New York, governor of California. He should be the freaking governor of every state.
Yeah. Carpetbag your way around the country. Why not? Hillary Clinton did it. Hillary Clinton came and was a senator in New York State, Jack.
Only because she killed JFK Jr. Allegedly.
Never been found. But yes, Hillary Clinton, carpetbagger. So it's happened. Ron DeSantis, please move to New York. Come out here where I am and then run for governor, please.
Oh, man.
I'd be all over.
If he was governor of New York, he could turn that place around in a heartbeat.
Listen, I don't have any problem with Ron DeSantis. I think Ron DeSantis, I don't like what he did, but I don't consider him dead to me. Some people do.
No.
I don't consider him dead to me.
In love and politics, right? Love, politics, and war.
I think Jack, if not 28, I think he's going to have to wait now. And that's what I'm talking about. The miscalculation of him doing that. Maybe President Trump would have picked him for a cabinet position if he didn't do that.
But see, people make even let's say that for some reason people like Lori here who say, I was very upset that he ran against Trump. That really disappointed me. Okay, let's say that people are upset about that. Yeah. Aren't people allowed to make a simple mistake? I mean, why do you just toss him out? We're not the left. We don't just throw people out. We don't eat our own people.
Well, we have a faction of this, whatever they call themselves, the right, who are doing that as we speak. Not
Yeah,
us.
But
Not us.
when you have a good politician, somebody that actually helps people, you don't just throw them out. You don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I agree. I agree. And that's why I don't say Ron DeSantis is dead to me. I just think now he's going to have to probably wait till 2032 or 2036. He's still a young man. I think he'll have to
wait
wait now.
Ron DeSantis? Anybody know how old he is?
I think he's in his late 40s, Jack.
Oh man, we got presidents that are 80 some odd. Joe Biden, my God, that dude looked like a dead zombie. Look like a
No, he could wait. He could wait 10 years.
Oh yeah, no. I think he should. Now, honestly, right now with nobody really at the helm. Now, don't get me wrong. JD Vance is the perennial, whatever.
Yeah, he's the
that's
favorite.
only because nobody else has really been viable. Nobody else has been talked about. But I think Ron DeSantis could run against JD Vance, give him a run for his money. I don't see why that is a problem here.
I don't think he'll do that. Maybe he will. I don't know. I think what Ron DeSantis should maybe try to do.
Governor,
when is his term up, Jack? When is his term up? Is it up in 28?
Actually, I think it is. Let me make sure though.
Okay, because if it is, I think confirm that, and then I'll tell
wasn't
you.
I think he was voted in 24.
I think 22. Was it a 24? 22, 24.
I think it's 24 if he's going to be out in 28.
Okay, 28. Yeah. So he got it in 20. Yes, and he should be out. I think that's correct. Yeah. Just check to make sure.
When is his term up? Come on, man. AI is supposed to be faster than this.
Yeah, it's slow tonight.
Oh, that's weird. What?
What does it say? 26?
No, it ends in November.
Of 26?
Yeah, it ends in November of
he
this
got
month,
elected again in 22.
this year.
Yeah, that makes sense. So here's what I think Ron DeSantis should do. If it was me, and who am I?
Maybe go to senator.
Maybe just lay low, rebuild your can't do what you got to do, and then try to maybe get a cabinet spot in the JD
you
Vance.
Can't do that in politics. If you lay low, you are dead in the water. That's why if you just get a senator, he could easily win a Senate job in Florida. Easily. Run for senator and then do your 6-year term and then run for president.
Well, would he want to go against Rick Scott or Moody? I mean, those are the senators there. Is he going to want to take another Republican out who's going to get reelected? I don't know. Unless
is he better than those two?
When is Rick Scott's term up? Now we're really in a Florida kick here.
Is he better than those two? I think so.
Well, when is Rick Scott's term up?
I don't know. We have to look at all that. It's too much to look at right now.
All right, fine. But let me just say this. I don't think he will run against them. I don't, if they still want to be the senator. I don't think so. What I think he could do is not lay low. He could still be involved. He could still be on television. He could be out there. Maybe he goes through Fox News, keeps his name important, and then maybe tries to get a cabinet spot in a Vance or a Rubio administration, and then run for president when they're done. Go ahead.
Hang on one second. I got something good for you right here. I tell you what he could do. Listen to this. Okay? This is perfect. I like a Deschenized idea right here. You do not have to be elected to Congress to be Speaker of the House.
True.
You do not have to be a senator. You do not have to be a congressman, House representative. He could be Speaker of the House.
You could be. They can make you the Speaker.
Imagine, Ron DeSantis, Speaker of the House, he would get shit done. I'm sorry if there's people that don't like him out there. I know, Deb, you're upset because you're a 100% Trumpite. I understand that. That's fine. But he can do good things. I'm not just going to throw him out.
Oh, listen, that is interesting.
Speaker of the House would be a great idea.
If Mike Johnson doesn't want the job anymore, who knows?
Yeah.
With Mike Johnson ain't going anywhere right now. He'd have to not want the job or whatever. They're not going to get rid of Mike Johnson.
And Deb's upset that, she said it might as well install Bush. But let me tell you something. Ron DeSantis shows a track record of actually doing shit for people. He shows a track record of actually helping his state. When did George Bush ever help Texas? When did George Bush ever help America? When did Jeb Bush ever help anybody?
Well, Jeb Bush was supposed to be the next one when President Trump embarrassed him and actually got him, disposed of Jeb Bush very quickly in the 2016 campaign. It was supposed to be Jeb Bush's turn, which is why they hate Trump. But but yes, I don't think Ron DeSantis, Deb, is Jeb Bush. I think maybe
he actually does shit for his state, man.
Yeah, he's better than Jeb Bush, regardless of whether or not he might have been connected with them or they were kind of funding him to run in 2024. I don't like that, but I'm not going to say he's a Bush.
No, everybody
I'm not
gets
there.
funded by some dark bullshit. Okay. I mean, believe me, if you look in Trump's hard enough, if you look at anybody's hard enough, you'll find people that you don't like that are donating to them. I mean, look, I mean, he just put, Mark Zuckerberg on the AI advisory board for the White House. I mean, you can't tell me you like that, but you got to get past some of these things if you want to keep MAGA, if you want to keep America together, if you want to keep the right together, if you want things to actually change, you got to get past this kind of stuff because people are flawed, Deborah. People are flawed, but they can still help you. Jay, you awake?
Yeah, I'm here, Jack. I'm just looking at our comment section because 1 a.m. is trying to tell me we got to look at our comment section. Something might be going on in there. Can you take a look real quick?
Are people laughing and fighting?
I don't know. Is it something on the Rumble? I'm just checking it out.
Yeah, I'll look real quick. Let's see
Go
what's
ahead.
going on here.
Yeah, see if you got something in the comment section on Rumble.
Let's
Deborah's
see.
saying he does nothing for the Florida Keys. See, Deborah, I'm not from Florida, so I don't want to pretend I know everything.
On Rumble, all I see is a bunch of people saying good night, whatever. I mean, that's all I see.
Oh, I don't know. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
1
that's
a.m.
all I
Tell us,
see. A bunch of people
tell us
saying
what
good
it is.
night. Good night, Tom.
tell us what it is, 1 a.m. You could
Yeah,
let us know
oh.
in this one. Let us know in this comment section on the feed.
But
here
the
on
bottom
Freeway.
line is he has been, I mean, Deborah, whether you like the man or not, he's been a great governor for Florida. Imagine if you had somebody else. Florida is the state that is almost fully red thanks to Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. Florida is the state that everybody flocks to thanks to Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. I'm sorry. The man is flawed. He has things that you don't like, but you don't throw people out that can help you. You just don't. There are so few people that are willing to actually do stuff for the American people. You cannot just throw them out.
I would say we could do a lot worse than Ron DeSantis. I will say that.
Yeah. Oh, much worse.
Yeah.
Much worse. People that won't actually do anything, like now.
Yeah, we could do a lot worse, and we are doing a lot worse in some cases with a lot of people in the Senate, as we know.
Wait till you see the next governor of Florida. You are going to beg for Ron DeSantis to come back.
Well, maybe. Well, Byron Donalds probably be the next governor of Florida.
Well, Byron Donalds could be good. He could be really good.
Yeah, he'll probably be the next governor.
Well, if he's the next governor, then yeah.
Yeah, he's the front runner now. So I think Byron will be okay. I like Byron Donalds. He's a MAGA guy, and I am. So a lot of people don't like Byron Donalds, but I think Byron Donalds, again, we could do a lot worse than Byron Donalds.
Exactly.
People take for granted, Jack. I think that's what happens sometimes. People take for granted. I think they take for granted where they don't remember where the Republican Party was 10, 15 years ago.
Exactly. These people are helping. They're actually helping their constituents. Before Trump came along, the Republican Party was the Bushes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Bushes who did nothing but help their cronies and destroy America, just like the Democrats. Trump came along and he helped us. So that allowed other people to say, okay, look, I'm going to come up and help, like a Ron DeSantis, like the other people. Whoever the hell else is out there, I think Kristi Noem did a great job with South or North Dakota, whatever the hell state she was governor of. That was the only state in America that had an excellent economy during COVID because she didn't shut shit down. She was an excellent governor. Ron DeSantis, an excellent governor. I'm sorry. If people donate to people, there's nothing you can do about it. But you cannot throw out people because they are flawed. Everybody is flawed.
Yeah, no, I say it a lot. Remember, in 2004, it was George Bush and Dick Cheney. In 2008, it was John McCain, Sarah Palin. In 2012, it was Mitt Romney and Paul freaking Ryan.
People don't remember this. Mitt Romney, for God's sake.
Yeah, so that's true. President Trump, what he's done in 10 years to help transform the Republican Party is miraculous. We have a lot more work to do, and that's why you got to get out there and vote. Jack, we only have a couple of minute and a half left. Why don't you go ahead, put our social media up there, and we'll get out of here.
Let's do it. All right, everybody, be sure to subscribe and follow us on X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram, also Spotify and Apple. Secret America TV is the screen name for all of those. Fuck TikTok. And I say that after every episode because TikTok sucks. They banned us for telling the truth. We will not be going on TikTok again. So X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram. Just please follow us and subscribe. We are live every day, Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, every weekday. We're, rumble.com/LFA TV. We're on the Live from America TV network. Make sure you follow us, guys, because you'll get to see a lot of cool clips, some extra content, and you'll get notifications whenever we're live. It makes it so much easier to see all the content and, just enjoy it. I enjoy, hell, I follow us on I go back and like to look at all the content and clips. I think it's fun.
Listen, and yeah, Jack, I'm on TikTok. I'm posting on there at Opinions Vary. I post some stuff. I'll post some of our stuff on there that I think won't get me banned. And also on Rumble, on the Secret America Rumble channel, we're like 13 away from 1,000 followers. If you guys could get us over there, we'd really appreciate it. We're posting stuff on that channel too. And of course, LFA TV is the main channel for us on Rumble, but we have our own channel there as well. So check it out.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for watching. For Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.